President William Samoei Ruto is likely to vie on an ODM ticket in the next general election. Listen, a Ruto ODM merger before the 2027 general election will fundamentally reshape Kenya's political landscape in several ways, and the ramifications that are likely to come up with the Ruto-Raila merger is one, it will lead to consolidation of power, and this will automatically create a dominant party similar to Moise Kanu's heyday, combining President William Samoei Ruto's Rift Valley stronghold with that of the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga's strongholds, including the Western region, the Nyanza region, and the coastal regions. And such a merger would likely to control a significant parliamentary majority, thus making it easier to pass legislation and implement policies without substantial opposition resistance. 2. Any merger between President William Samoei Ruto and Raila's ODM party is likely to bring about opposition fragmentation, because the merger will force remaining opposition forces to scramble for relevance. And in this context, the Murima Crusader, Honorable Rigathi Gachagwa's Mount Kenya mobilization efforts will become more critical, but he'd need to find new allies beyond just being a regional kingpin. Other parties like Wiper or ANC remnants will face pressure to either join the mega coalition or risk for political irrelevance. Any merger between President William Samoei Ruto and ODM, it is likely to bring about succession dynamics. And this being the most complex issue will be managing President William Samoei Ruto's succession plans. The Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga's diehard supporters have been long waiting for his presidency, while President William Samoei Ruto would likely want to retain the highest office of the land. And with this, it could automatically create internal tension unless it is carefully managed through clear succession agreements or power sharing deals, or else it is likely to remain undisputed. Another ramification that is likely to come up with the Ruto ODM merger is that it is likely to bring about institutional implications, and a dominant party controlling both the executive and the legislative branches could weaken all the checks and balances. However, it might also provide stability for long-term policy implementation, particularly on economical reforms and constitutional changes. Another ramification that is likely to come up with the Ruto ODM merger is that it is likely to bring about electoral mathematics, because such a coalition will be nearly unbeatable in the 2027 general election. Potentially, it is likely to win the next general election in the first round. And this is to mean that the opposition will need to mobilize around the grievances like economic performance, on matters corruption, governance issues, and that will mean that it will force it stop relying on particularly on the ethnic arithmetic. Another ramification that is likely to come up with a Ruto ODM merger is that it will bring about a regional resistance, and in this context, particularly on the Mount Kenya region, because currently they are feeling politically marginalized, and this might become, or it might force it to be the primary opposition, if at all the Murima Crusader shall not be able to unseat President William Samoei Ruto. And this is to mean that it could drive harder bargaining power for the region to produce maybe any state appointees in the next government. That is, if the Murima kingpin shall not succeed in unseating President William Samoei Ruto. And so, question remains, shall the former deputy president be able to unseat President William Samoei Ruto, to whom, from where he sits, he is likely to vie on an ODM ticket in the next general election? But from where I sit, that has just been my opinion. If by any chance you do have a contrary opinion to mine, you can as well just feel free to drop them in the comment section, and I'll give them a right of reply. And by any chance, if you have been watching my videos and you have not subscribed, you can as well just consider hitting on the subscribe button. Thank you, and may God bless you.